Yeah. I don't have a DJ. That's right. But I do have a new update I want to talk about. This is pretty neat, pretty exciting. Can you conquer the galaxy? Probably not. Wait, I do have a credit card. Let me see. The Galactic Conquest begins soon. So I want to talk about this. This will be kind of a quicker live stream. This isn't about playing the game. It's about the update. So I want to go over the update. I'm going to play the video. There's no like talking or anything. It's just music. So I'm not going to play the audio for it. You can watch it on YouTube yourself. It's on the EA YouTube channel, but we're going to play the video because it does kind of give you a slight walkthrough on this new Conquest mode. But I want to give you my thoughts. That's kind of the whole reason why I'm doing this, my thoughts, and just a little bit of the layout of the land. What's up, Turtle Walker? What is going on? So let's go through this really quick. This is just kind of a taste. They're going to be doing an exhibition very, very shortly. I think they're going to be kicking this off basically March 1st, which is in just over a week, like 8 days, something like that. So, you know, pretty quickly, they're going to be kicking this off. So pretty exciting about that. What's up, Revenator? What's up, Bass, right? So pretty excited about that. Really quickly, we're going to kind of look at the video so you can kind of wet your whistle on what it looks like, and we'll decompress the video really quick, and then we'll come back and get all of the details. Basically what it looks like is they are going to have kind of an easier mode for people that have, you know, from beginners all the way up to experts, and then they're going to have an advanced mode, which is really for the like whale krakens, to get better rewards, in-game rewards. And you get to choose whether you want to play the, you know, the basic or the advanced. And then in that, you know, you get to play through. There's going to be two kinds of things you can get. There's going to be like temporary, you know, things you can buy that you can use to help you along the way with these battles, and permanent type things that you can use for the entirety of the battle. These like permanent buffs, so to speak, that you can kind of apply and it will work for the entire conquest. And then these temporary buffs that you can use just kind of for like per battle. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that, but we're going to go ahead and let me see if I can make this stuff happen. I'm not very good at all of this. Boom. And let me switch over to here and let's just kind of watch the video. And I'm going to kind of talk through it just a little bit. We're going to watch it first. There's no real audio because it's just music. It's only an hour or an hour long. It's only a minute long. So new conquest mode. Going to be obviously different sectors you work through from start to finish. You're going to have to choose a path. There's going to be different rewards through the path. It says there's dozens of unique missions. So you're going to have to decide, you know, can I beat these individuals? There's going to be a unique energy that you're going to earn and then utilize. There's going to be, you know, starring that mission, beating those individuals, and then feats that you can earn. You'll build your squad, you know, choosing who you're going to take in, which is obviously going to test how many characters you have. And then you're going to earn those, what Arnold refers to as Bantha burritos, which is going to go towards your rewards on the bottom. Now, this is very similar to kind of what they have right now in those other, you know, like every 3 days we do those other kind of galactic challenges where you do those, get those little tickets, and those tickets unlock a reward. And they're going to do this once a month, and you're going to earn those over the month, and then you're going to get this box at the end. And then throughout the journey, you're going to partially be able to like kind of halfway through or a third of the way through and about 2/3 the way through, be able to get these little like data discs. Now, these data discs are actually permanent for the rest of the Galactic Conquest. So we'll talk more about those. So they're kind of cool. They can aid you by giving you benefits. We'll talk about more about those benefits here in a second. You can also trade to get temporary benefits and or buy gear and things like that with the currency that you're actually earning. So that's pretty cool. And then you build the rewards as you go through, picking your path of least resistance, hopefully. And then, of course, at the end, you can battle menacing bosses. They're going to have some like tricked out bosses that have higher than normal stats and things as such near the end. And those will have exclusive rewards, which I'm excited about, such as a new character, probably someone like Bo-Katan. So pretty cool. This is kind of a little wet your whistle type video to kind of give you an idea of what it is that they're doing. Let's go ahead and move back to where I was. There we go. And we'll kind of decompress all of this. So basically it's launching March 1st. Here is kind of the sector one, so to speak, to kind of show there's going to be on the bottom left, the feats, how many you've done, the current reward, what you've earned on the left to the right, which is the next reward you're going to. There's a Conquest store on the bottom right and your inventory, what you've purchased for specifically the Conquest. This shows the Conquest exhibition. And they said, of course, they're going to launch this, listen to our feedback. I'm sorry, listen to our feedback, and then they're going to tweak it. I really hope that that is, in fact, what they'll do, because, you know, with the other, you know, tiers, they did listen a little, but not a lot. A little bit of listening is better than nothing. It looks like, someone said, it looks like normal mode is Bo-Katan, hard mode might be the Razor Crest. That would be very, very cool. So it says to kick things off, we're going to launch the Conquest as exhibition events for at least the first 2 weeks, but potentially more because, you know, it's a deep event. They're going to want to kind of tweak and see this stuff. So over time, over the first few months, there are going to be a lot of changes, but slowly over time, those changes are going to kind of taper off as it does. It's going to be a once a month things such as the 2-week event and with 2 weeks off. So like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, but it basically is once a month if with the 2 weeks off situation. So length of event, 2 weeks. The event frequency, obviously, once a month. And then outside of that, there's energy cost per node. So you'll have to earn that energy, the energy refresh rate. Your stamina refresh rate, those are for your characters. So how often you can utilize a specific character. Difficulty tuning, there will be different difficulty tuning, a normal and a difficult mode, like normal versus hard mode. And then rewards, there's going to be immediate rewards. And then at the end, there'll be an actual crate of contents that you earn over the entire thing. And then Arnold, as someone's saying, Bassrake says that the ship at the end of that teaser might be an exclusive reward. That's, of course, people just speculating, but that's a decent speculation. A new ship would be really, really nice, as ships are really, really not a whole lot inside of ships. So it says, as they're launching Conquest with 2 different difficulty modes, normal and hard. I'm excited about this. This is really the biggest thing because we wanted to know whether this was going to be free to play friendly. This means yes, it will be free to play friendly. Now, does that mean free to play is going to get all of the greatest rewards? Probably not. Right now, the Galactic Conquest or the Galactic challenges that we have now, free to play can do them, but it doesn't mean you get the best rewards. You get some rewards, better than a sharp stick in the eye, right? But it's not that you get the best, but you get to participate. And that's the important thing. You get to participate at some level. And so they're going to launch it with, at some level, normal. And then all players get to compete on normal before moving on to hard. You might say, why do we have to compete at normal first? Now this, they're saying, is for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's a complicated new system that they want you to learn the system first, managing strategy, resources, so on and so forth. This is why they're doing this. And they want to make sure you don't commit to hard and then get stuck right away and not able to play for the whole next 2 weeks. So if you say, oh, I can do it, and then you get stuck and then you hate the game mode and you quit because you think it's stupid. So they're going to make everybody do the normal first and then kind of go through that for the first 2 weeks. And then if you feel like you want to do the next mode, then you can go into that. I don't think that's a bad idea because they're making everyone do it. So we're all kind of put at that disadvantage, so to speak, but it's actually an advantage because we're going to learn the game mode. It's kind of like making everyone do a raid at the normal mode first and then going into the heroic. It says it does feature the scaling difficulty curve, so it's likely that players will peak out at different points, obviously, because we have different galactic powers, different zetas, different mods, all that, so on and so forth. So let's see. let's see, to be clear, not everyone is expected to complete the entirety of the event, of course. Here is different spots on like the sectors. It shows the difficulty, the event feat, the inventory, the rewards, the Conquest store, the different sectors. So kind of interesting on that. One of the other considerations we had in deciding how much information to expose before you commit to a difficulty level and how much time you had spending trying to assess the difficulty you choose before you commit to a difficulty level, you're able to see the sectors and the boss battles that you'll face. So this is important just because you want to know, can I beat the next level? And there's going to be varying paths. So you want to know, should I go north, south, that kind of thing. So it's going to showcase that. You may be able to beat a specific team that's on the south side versus the north side. And that's going to be important for you to be able to decide that for yourself, because maybe you have a counter available for the south side and you want to go that direction. So it's important for you to, make that determination. So what is the normal versus hard? And everyone, again, is going to be starting at the normal level. So normal means that your required GP to play is going to be 0. Literally everyone in the game can play this. Recommended GP though is going to be 2 million, which is around, if you're a really focused player, that's around 1 to 2 year game player, like 1 year in, if you were super focused, or if you were kind of not so focused, a 2-year game player. So someone that's been dedicated long enough to the game that they've figured out, that they want to play this game for a long period of time. You normally get 1 million GP per year, but we know a lot of people, especially really hyper-focused players, get a lot more GP than that, a lot quicker than that. The enemy tuning by sector, and remember there's 5 sectors, or as it progresses, 5 spots on the board as we move across, is going to be Gear 12, Gear 13, Relic 1, Relic 2, then Relic 3. So this gets pretty difficult pretty quick. So pretty interesting. And then someone said, Tommy says, it's not speculation. The YouTube trailer description actually says that RC is the reward. So that's pretty awesome. Very cool that this ship is actually confirmed in the YouTube trailer description. So that's exciting. The normals where everyone starts. Hard is going to be for all of those lifetime players, been playing for 4.5+ years, or whales and krakens. This is required GP. You actually have to have 4 million GP to even attempt. Recommended GP is over 5 million. The enemy tuning is going to literally start at Relic 4. Like very first section is going to be Relic 4. That is every character you face is going to be at Relic 4 to begin. That is crazy. Relic 5 for Sector 2, Relic 6 for Sector 3, Relic 7 for Sector 4, and an insane Relic 8 for Sector 5. Now remember, this is going to be in-game content, so they're highly expecting that there's, this is to last for years to come, and so at some point in the game, this may not look very bad. But right now, obviously, looking at it from a standpoint of people having none or 3, Relic 8s, this is like stupid, but it's only because we're at the very precipice of this particular thing. Now, there are data discs and there are consumables that you can use throughout this, and they're different. Data discs are more permanent, whereas consumables are just that. They're consumable for the battle. You can get them as you go throughout, and you have to get to that node to be able to unlock them. So that's kind of cool because this data disc system provides this like permanent buff that you can use for your teams for the rest of Conquest. And so that's pretty cool because it says once equipped, data discs are active for all future battles in Conquest and they're not used up. This is a data capacity that limits the number of data discs that you can have at one time, aka you can only have a few at any given time. So you'll have what we call a data capacity, and each disk will have a different data capacity amount. So in this example below right here, if you look on the top right, there's a little data capacity diamond that says 12 out of 12. Basically, each of these disks is using about 2 or 3 of these data capacities, and they're able to stack 3 or 4 of them in, which is kind of cool. So this is pretty cool. Bassreich says the R8 speculation you talked about for Galactic Legend applies to the new game mode for sure. So what this means is you just can't get, 20 data discs and use them. You're going to have to decide on which ones very specifically you like and you feel like are going to benefit you the most, and then activate those or equip them and then utilize those. There's offensive ones, defensive ones, ones for, specific damage. Like there's this Amplify Agony that says whenever you inflict a debuff on an enemy, it also deals 5% max health damage. There's an Amplify Agony 2, which does 6.63 max health damage. And then a third one that does 8.16 max health damage. So kind of crazy. You can kind of increase it as you go. There's offensive buffs, defensive, health recovery. Pretty cool. So it kind of shows that. Now, there's a little show spoiler. I'm not going to go into all of these, but if you want to check these out, you definitely want to go to the forums and read these, because there's a ton of them. There's massively overpowered, which turns one of your characters into like Galactic Legend Ray, giving them an overpower capability to do a massive damage hit once they get 10 buffs. So that could be like Yoda, turn Yoda into, a Galactic Legend Ray. Dread, Booming Voice, Perseverance, Leader's Resolve, Zealous Ambition. There's a ton of them. I read into a lot of them, and they're very, very cool. This really is going to become a game changer once people truly learn how to utilize these. It's going to be interesting to know what teams, what buffs you need, that kind of thing. It's also going to really, really help with certain bosses, like the boss levels, when you get to those near the end, especially if you're on like normal mode and you want to just finish so you can get the last bit of that crate. You're going to need some of these, and it's going to be specific teams, but there's health recovery, stacking offense, defense buffs, power. Like this one is allied units gain 20% offense and 17% critical damage. I mean, you could have that in there. That's pretty cool. And different ones are going to have a different amount that go towards your total capability. So you remember, like, for example, your data capacity. In this example, it shows 12 of 12 utilized. So you're going to have that capability of how many you can have. I'm guessing your capacity. It says it will take up anywhere ranges from 1 to 4 at the moment. So your capacity will be 12. These discs will take up maybe 1, maybe a disc will take up 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. The better the disc, the more of that data capacity it will utilize. But you could have, if it's a decent disc, you could have maybe 4 of these discs activated if they're costing 3 of that capacity. I mean, but there is a ton. There's heal over time, protection recovery, caustic emissions. Very, very interesting. Now, data discs provide permanent bonuses to your squad during this event, which is really, really cool. Consumables are just that. They're consumable. They provide a temporary boost to defeat your opponent in a difficult battle. There are 3 types of consumables: boosters, med packs, and tech. So kind of similar to, Watt Tambor, if you will. Think of it as you can buy Watt Tambor to bring in to any battle, if you will. This is kind of a really smart idea, because they're giving you the ability to bring Watt Tambor into every single battle, which is kind of cool. Sort of. One of each can be activated at a time, and they typically last for anywhere from 2 to 4 battles. You'll have to read them to see how long they last for. So they'll last for a few battles. You can get them for, of course, the Conquest currency you earn through the wind, or crystals. 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 Or from the Conquest store, or from the scavenger store. So the consumables, for example, mending shield tech. This person and ally recovers health. They also recover protection. So pretty cool. Overcharge, med pack, 98% protection, plus 98% protection. In this one, 27% defense penetration. So they're similar. They're not obviously as cool as having a Watt Tambor on your team, but they're kind of like being able to bring into a battle, a Watt Tambor, if you will. But they're consumable. They'll last for a few battles. You've got to get them through using your currency that you're earning and then utilizing this. My guess is this currency is going to be used for a few things. These consumables to win more battles so you can win more currency. So it's kind of a, spinning your wheels type thing to get further along, to get better rewards ultimately, and or for whatever's in the store, which might actually be a character. So which there will be a character. So there is a currency cap currently of 3,500, which means they don't want you hoarding. This is the first time they've created a cap in any of them. So I'm interested to see, you're gonna ultimately have to utilize this currency. That seems pretty low, but that also means that we're not gonna earn this currency as fast as we think we are. They're gonna really make sure that currency is high value, and this stuff's probably expensive. So they say this is basically all they're going to share for now. So that's all I'm going to do for now. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below. If I have the answer to it, I will, but I don't really have more than you guys. I would highly encourage you to go to this and just really read through to kind of get an idea of what are all of these like new bonuses for this, because this is interesting. And then remember, we're all going to start in normal. We're all going to play it together, and we're all going to kind of learn. I'm excited for this event. I think it's going to be a good time. I hope this video kind of lays out the idea of it. It's, like I said, a little over a week from now. Pretty excited for the new section. So hopefully everybody out there enjoys this. Really quick, Red Eye Jedi says, do you think everything will reset after you finish normal going into hard? And everything, once you finish a 2-week session, will reset, because you'll have a new season, if you will, on the new one. So yes, if you finish a normal mode, it will just stay finished. It's kind of like when we do the galactic challenges and you finish a galactic challenge and you're sitting there with the box and you're just waiting. Give me my reward, give me my reward. And you have to wait for like 3 days to get your reward. It's the same principle. If you were to finish, if you could actually finish this quickly, you'd be sitting waiting for your reward, because it's a 2-week process. There will be some instantaneous rewards you earn along the way, which is the currency and whatnot. But I believe this is going to take a long time. I think this is going to take that 2-week period of time. There's going to be some regeneration that your characters are going to have, that you're going to want to reuse some of these characters. And it's going to take, you know, a week to regenerate some of those characters' stats and stuff so they could be reused, because some of your characters you're going to want to reuse. We're going to learn more about that once we actually get in. But I do believe when you use a character, their capability of being used is going to go down. There's a stat bar that will go down, and then that has to recharge for you to be able to reuse that character again. And then, of course, with crystals, you'll be able to buy that bar back up. But most people will probably have to let that team sit for a week and recharge and use a different team as they go forward. So it's going to be really important to kind of figure out in Theorycraft which teams should be used for which nodes. And I'm also interested to see if they're going to have the same board layout for everyone. And if people can, you know, go, hey, I use this team for this and this and this, or if they're going to scramble the board for everyone and every board is going to look different. That I'm curious about. I guess we're going to find out in a little over a week what they do. As always, I am happy to hang out with you guys for a few and just chill and talk about this so we can take it offline. As always, make sure you keep your gaming on. Warrior out.